Thank you, God, for giving me the opportunity to make this video. Ladies and gentlemen, One Piece chapter 1169 is finally out. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Things got crazy.
Come along the journey with us, we're glad you're here. Tune in for the adventure and fun, exploring the world both far and near. Join your pals, Sunny, Zero, and May, spreading joy, brightening your day, 'cause it's the Syndicate's way. Where will they go? Who will they meet? What will they learn? What will they eat? I guess you'll just have to watch and see.
First things first, let's go ahead and start off by saying what an amazing color spread we have. Before I go ahead and explain about the color spread, I want to go ahead and say spoiler warning for what you're about to hear. This is us discussing and theorizing everything that happens in One Piece chapter 1169. Aha, see what I did there? 69. The color spread features the Rocks Pirates. The Rocks Pirates have officially disbanded about 2 to 3 chapters ago, and now we just get a full color spread about them, so we get to see what they all look like in their colors. The members we see during this color spread obviously is going to be Rocks. I also have a list of members right here because I knew I was going to forget. We have Rocks, we have Newgate, we have Shiki, of course, we have Buckingham, we have Harlan, we have Ochoku, Ganzui, we have John, Charlotte, Tristan, Barbell, Kaido, Gloriosa. Is Kyo's name Silver Axe? Earlier, a few chapters ago, we had a whole scene with Gabon and Shanks over at a hot bath. We finally get more details about that scene. But before we go into that, the first thing you'll notice is that Shanks' eye has officially healed. 2 chapters ago, we saw that Shanks had the scar. Whatever encounter he had with Blackbeard clearly happened with the scar. So this scar was really long ago. I thought the scar was more recent, but it turns out it wasn't. This scar happened quite a long time ago. When he got the scar, some altercation happened. I don't think we're going to get much details about the scar. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see details of it during the Blackbeard flashback. That's my theory. Now, focusing on his meeting with Gabon, Gabon tells him that, hey, Ace is a thing. His former captain, Captain Roger, has Ace as his child, and his child is out there somewhere. And Garp told him during one of Garp's encounter with Gabon. So it looks like Gabon has been traveling around, exploring different places. And it makes sense. It's been like roughly over 5 years since Roger is dead. It's been quite a long time. Now Shanks sees Ace as a little brother. That's amazing. I mean, it makes sense because, they raised him and Buggy as their sons. So it makes sense that he sees Ace as a little brother. And then Shanks says, so clearly he's going to become the next Pirate King, right? And then Gabon goes ahead and tells him that, nah, I don't think that's going to happen. Whenever you're trying to inherit somebody's progress, it doesn't usually end well for you. Funny foreshadowing, right? And then they talk more about the deep sea contract and how that it looks like Harold will do anything to get that deep sea contract. And then they go into more detail about the deep sea contract, how it works, the immortality you get from it, the amount of power you get from it, and how the deeper you go into the contract, you cannot disobey the orders no matter how far you are from the pentagram, and also you are subjugated to the abilities of Emu no matter what. But right now where he's at, if he's far enough, he can disobey the contract. And we know that he had a communication with Harold about this because we see a flashback of them having a discussion. But during this flashback, we see Harold say, "Ha, I knew it, you're one of the red-haired pirates." Now it got me thinking, wait, so Harold did not recognize Shanks due to him being part of the Roger Pirates. He recognized Shanks due to him being a member of the red-haired pirates. So the red-haired pirates are already a thing, which, yeah, I could have figured that out, but I needed confirmation, and yes, they are already a thing. So somewhere out there, Shanks has his pirate crew while he's going on an infiltration mission. That's pretty cool. I'm all for it. Harold really gotta be gullible and stupid, man. Like, that's that naivete that he has. Because you see that Shanks is just doing this to infiltrate. He's not serious about joining the God Knights. You see that Shanks doesn't trust them. You see that Zebek told you that these guys are evil. And you're still hoping? You're still hoping these guys will hold up their end of the deal? I just get so frustrated at his naivete, man. I guess maybe some people would say that because of how far he was willing to go to get Elbaf being a part of the government, that he even betrayed his friend. He wanted to make sure that that betrayal of his friend did not go for nothing, and he had to go all the way through it, I guess. But no, like at some point, bro, you're one of the strongest characters in the series right now. Use your head, nigga. Like, it pisses me off, bro. Maybe you guys can find some justification for why Harold is acting the way he's acting. And if you can, go ahead and comment it down below. We finally see a scene of Loki entering the castle, and he is trying to figure out what he's being summoned to the castle for. The guards are trying to apprehend King Harold, but King Harold stabs one of them, and they're all wondering what's going on. So then there's a whole fight that breaks out, and everybody's like, yo, King Harold, why are you beating us up? And he's like, guys, go ahead and stop me, please, kill me. They stab him, but he's regenerating. This is where Loki comes in, and Loki says, yo, what's going on? It doesn't take him long before he realizes, my dad is the problem. I gotta hold my dad down. Why is he trying to hurt all these people? Darul is trying to hold him down too. So they're fighting each other, and it looks like Loki is holding his own, but he's also shocked that for some reason his dad has a lot of strength. I mean, King Harold is an old man at this point. It's like, yo, hold on. Hold on, you're a little stronger than I expected you to be. As they were, throwing the fisticuffs, they hold down Mr. Harold. As they were, throwing the fisticuffs, they hold down Mr. Harold, and Darul tells him, yo, you gotta snap out of it. And that's where Harold tells them he needs to make sure that Loki eats the fruit. He needs Loki to go ahead and spread the word that Harold was a bad king, that Harold was a naive king, he was a horrible king, he didn't prioritize Elbaf enough, and because of this, he fell prey to the world government, and that caused them to kill his own people. And this would make Loki look like the good king, so that Loki would be the rightful king of Elbaf with the devil fruit. But we still have no idea what this devil fruit is. More on that in a little bit. And Loki is like, yo, I don't know about this, man. And Harold says, you gotta do this, man, please. I love you, you're my son, you need to do this. And Loki realizes that this is the length that my dad is willing to go in order to make sure that we as Elbaf become a good nation not enslaved to anyone. And man, this is like a tough moment for Loki. Eventually, as they were trying to hold down Harold stabs Darul, and that's where we see the knife through his head. And how is this man still alive? He eventually, Gabon and Shanks come into the room. Gabon says, yo, man, are you okay? He's like, hey, don't worry about me, man. My helmet saved me. Huh? I don't understand, bro. But yes, we find out that sword through him was done by Harold, so we now know what happened. But apparently the helmet saved him. I don't know how. I guess if it's ever moved, he could die, but it's stuck there. Hey, it's One Piece logic. I'm not the one who's gonna argue with Oda. During this, we also see that Shanks and Gabon attack Harold. And Shanks notices that, yo, this is difficult. Harold says, yo, man, this power is really amazing. He's officially taking over, by the way. This power is really amazing, man. You see all this stuff I'm able to do. You should really go into the contract. And Shanks is like, yo, I gotta figure out something, to get this man out of this contract. But then eventually we move over to Loki, who enters the chamber where the devil fruit is hidden. He tries to get the devil fruit, and then he gets a surprise attack from someone. Here's my theories. A lot of people are saying that this is some kind of Norse mythology devil fruit, It could be like the Ragnarok serpent, which would explain why Loki's tongue is always out or whatever. Or it could be the dog, which will explain the reason why we've seen Fenrir or a wolf-like with a tongue hanging out several times. It could be any one of those, okay? It could be. And I think the possibilities of the devil fruit is two things. It's either the dog or it's the Gamu Gamu no Mi, or also known as the human fruit model sun god Nika. I think this is what a fruit is, because somewhere along the line, from here, Shanks goes all the way to where Luffy is. It's not that far of a distance. It's not that far in terms of the timeline. So he had to have gotten the devil fruit somewhere. Either he has it here, and it's with him, or it's one of the treasured fruits of the Elbaf. I think this fruit is either the Fenrir fruit or the Gamu Gamu no Mi fruit. It's got to be those two. Those are my theories. I generally think so. But this Shanks looks very young. He looks young, but he doesn't look as young as he looked during the Luffy flashback, where we find out about how Luffy got the Gamu Gamu fruit. But then, you know, that's okay. We've seen several instances of like Roger not looking as young as he's supposed to look, or Garp not looking as young. It's just auto redrawn and it makes sense, but I'm really curious. This chapter has been really amazing. I really genuinely enjoyed this chapter. I don't know who this mysterious character is. Some people are saying that it could be somebody who went in and snuck in to try it. Okay, so at some point, we know that Loki does not like Shanks for something Shanks did. And he calls Shanks a coward. I don't, like, did Shanks take the fruits? If that would make sense if it's the gum gum fruit, you know? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm so confused. Because right now, we don't know what Shanks' agenda is. We don't know what his goals are. This is so confusing, man. Man. It seems like Shanks is probably the playmaker here. But yes, tell me what your theories are down below, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to go do a quick chapter review / summary to tell you guys what I think. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your family and friends. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Stay classy. And of course, thank you God for giving me the opportunity to make this video.